All right, pal. Go. Okay, so welcome to day 2 of the Lacrosse Summit. Pleased to welcome the head coach at Franklin and Marshall, Mike Faith. Mike and I actually go back quite a long ways. Trying to think, last night is almost 25 years now. We played on the first varsity lacrosse program at St. Andrews College in North Carolina together. And we reconnected actually not less than like 2 years after that. And we've stayed in touch ever since. We've conversed, talked messages, athletes, and development. So Mike's going to come on. This came up because I was watching some drills, and Mike was posting to different areas, and I thought they were pretty cool concepts. So Mike's going to talk to you about player development, things that you can do at home, and then we're going to regroup on this. Now, for your question and answers, please put those in the Q&A box at the bottom. We will be answering those throughout. Please note that if you've not put your name in and you're an anonymous user, you won't be able to ask questions. We do require that to be fit in there from a compliance point of view. So without further ado, Mike Faith, Franklin Marshall, take it away.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all for asking me to do this. It's a pleasure to, can't see anybody, but it's really awesome to present. And during this, crazy time with the COVID, I thought, I think one of the biggest things that I focus on at Franklin Marshall and at my previous stops as an assistant at Division I for 4 years, and then Elizabethtown for 8. My big thing has always been player development, whether it's my daughters who are 8 or 10 and 12, or it's my 3-time first team All-American attacker or defender. I'm always looking to develop the players. No matter how good they are, they always need some type of tweaking. And I think these drills, hopefully, you can do at home. And then I have a couple of my favorite drills. And I know, hopefully, I think some of you guys are probably, most of you guys are coaches. So I just put 2 drills at the end to kind of help with some defensive footwork and defensive concepts too. So obviously not one-on-one stuff, but a lot of these are the drills that you can do at home, small space, and everything like that. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the first one. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole video, but this is probably one of the most important things to go over is how to hold the stick, your grip, your hand position. It's one of the bigger mistakes I see, whether it's youth and college and high school, is whether the grip is too tight, too loose, too high on the stick. So this video right here is just kind of like to show you that it's really basic, but it's an 8-step process to help with your grip. And what you'll find, and what I find when I teach this to, again, my college team, my girls club teams, they all can do it pretty easily, pretty smoothly after the first couple minutes of right hand or dominant hand. But once they put it in their left hand, that's when they really struggle to do the 8 steps. And what they have to do is retrain themselves to have a better grip, make sure their hand is in the right position, the same position as their dominant hand. So this quick video is just to kind of reemphasize hand position, stick work, and the grip of the stick.
Okay, so one, she's going to spin the stick away from her face. Okay, you can see her rolling the stick in her fingers. You can also see that she's shoulder ball. She's kind of angled so you can see the stick better, but in a game, she always wants to be shoulder ball. Okay, so that's number one, spinning the stick away from your body. It's not just a quick spin. That's it. It's not that. She's not guessing. Okay, she's really rolling the stick in her fingers, So number 2 is going to be she's going to roll the stick toward her face. Okay, so again, you can see her using her hand, okay, to roll the stick. Okay, so she's getting a better feel, better grip, okay, for where the ball is in her pocket.
The big thing you guys can hopefully see is that, and I said it in the video, but you always want to be shoulder ball. So you're acting like there's a defender in front of you. It's another pretty big mistake I see at every level, is that they are square. They're square when they're doing shuttles. They're square when they do partner passing. So having that shoulder ball concept is very important. So you can see this is a pretty easy first couple steps, but it does get a little harder.
Okay, so she's really concentrating on keeping that ball up in the top part of her stick underneath the shooting string so she can pass it when she's ready. Okay, number 3 is going to be a fake out and then over to the other side. Okay, so again, when she does it slow, it looks like that. And she goes fast, she snaps it, and she never changes her grip. Okay, she never changes her grip, so it's very quick. Okay, so that was number 3. Number 4 is going to be number 3, and then a fake to the outside. Okay, so brings the stick across, and then outward. Okay, again, if you don't have the right grip, she's making it look easy because she's very good. But if you don't have the right grip, it's going to be very hard. So you want to make sure that your stick is in your fingers and you can practice rolling it. Okay, now the next number 5 and 6 is going to be, she's going to turn for the camera, but she's going to be shoulder ball again, and she's going to bring the stick up. Okay, and this is good for us to get ready to do a sidearm shot, a crank shot, time and room. Okay, and then the next number 6 would be, or that's it, like that. Okay, so one way she goes up, the other way she goes the other way. Okay, so again, getting her comfortable with that.
You'll be amazed if you guys end up, buying into this and teaching this to your team, how hard this like 5 and 6 are. But it is important if they ever want to do like a riser, a sidearm shot, they want to have that quick little cradle. They probably only ever do number 5, but number 6 is also important just to get, again, trying to get them smooth with their stick work and with their wrist and their control of their stick. And you can see where her hand is. All right. Sometimes what I do, especially with the youth players and even some of my college players, they come in and their hands are too high. I'll put a piece of tape, like athletic tape. I'll wrap a couple pieces around, just so when they are out there and they're playing and they're let's say they're a right-handed player, she's playing righty, and then maybe she split dodges and she goes to her left. She wants to have her left hand in the same spot that her right hand was just in. So that tape is just a kind of a reminder that, a lot of times the players will grip up on their sticks instead of just keeping it, right to where it was with their right hand. Okay. So just a little coaching thing that I do, again, with all my players, if they're struggling with their hand positioning on their tape.
Stick low and the ball's keeping in
the. And the last thing that, like, one little more coaching point is to make sure that the ball is in the shooting string, right underneath the shooting string, almost at all times during this stick work routine. So, that's where we want the ball. We don't want the ball at the bottom or past that shooter. We always want the ball right underneath that shooting string. So again, we can come out of it and we can snap it off that shooter, and it's going to go where we want it to go.
The shooting string off her stick. Okay, so this is really good practice for right before she shoots. She can crank, okay, and get that ball off the shooting string. Now the next 2, she's going to turn back to the camera, okay, and she's going to pop her top hand all the way up to the top of her shaft. The next hand is going to go to the middle, and then she's going to pop this arm out, and she's going to take the head of the stick and go underneath of her arm and end up on the left-hand side. Okay, so that is 6. Okay, so you can see come through, and that's 7. Okay, so again, 6 is up through right hand, 7 is up and get it back to your strong hand. To end it, you're going to do an around the world pass to yourself. So the first thing, she's going to bring the stick all the way over and get it low. And then she's just going to pop the ball over her shoulder and catch it on the top in front of her. So again, it's an around the world to herself. So if you break it down in a couple pieces, bring it across, okay, and then pop it and catch it up there. So to end, we want to do this. We want to do all 8 routines. Okay, so she's going to go through them pretty quick. So it's going to be 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, and then end with around the world. Okay.
Okay, so again, that player was a 2-time All-American for me, but obviously made it look easy. But then when she would do it with her left hand, she definitely would struggle a little bit at first. So again, that's one of the staples that I do at Franklin and Marshall. We do those. And what you can also do is you can, in your shuttles or your partner passing, what I'll do is we'll have a shuttle line, and I'll call out 1 and 3. So they have to run, do number 1, then do number 3, and then pass it from number 3. And then I might do 2 and 4, or 4 and 2, or something. And again, you can make it your own, so just have fun with it. But it really is very, very important for stick work at every level. Okay. Brad, were there any questions or Q&A for the stick work routine?
Let me just have a look here. And like I said to attendees, just at the bottom, use the Q&A, and we'll be able to answer those and facilitate those through to Mike. Mike, I don't see anything in there right now.
Okay.
So
I'll just keep rolling.
Yep, keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Okay, so the next drill, obviously this is my daughter, but again, I do this with my college team. Their footwork is obviously a little better than hers, but the concept of, I call it going to work, because when the ball is behind, every coach has a different philosophy, but, a lot of our offenses at F&M, they either start behind or up top. And some of my best players have always been low attackers. So I don't want, this drill is for them to be a feeder and a dodger all at the same time. You don't want to be just a feeder, because you won't get any slides, or you won't get any backdoor cuts because everybody knows you're feeding. And you don't want to just be a dodger, because then you'll miss cutters that are cutting in the middle, because there's slides coming to you because they know you're going hard to goal. So this drill is a combination of both, and it does look a little easy, but again, the more work you do with this, the way you train your body to attack a defender, whether they're pressuring you or whether they're picking you up right at goal line extended. This type of footwork is something that we do all the time. It's incorporated in our individual drills, and when we split and do attack and middies and D, the attackers are constantly working on changing their speed, looking to dodge, then pulling back, looking to feed, then looking to dodge. So the first couple minutes is an explanation of how to set the drill up, and then it ends up going into 2 dodges that I want to go over: the rocker dodge and the inside roll dodge. So here's the beginning part of it.
And we put out cones today because this is going to be the 45. And then these cones right here are kind of set up as, there's 4 of them. All right. The yellow, green, blue, and blue. They're set up sort of like in V's. And what Maddie's going to do, and the same setup is on the other.
So the reason the cones are in a V is because I don't want the attacker to run up to goal line extended and go straight back. I want them to go up the 45 and then go back at an angle. That angle will create that space for her to make the feed. And then when it makes the defender keep going up the field as well. So you don't want to set your cones up so they're going back and forth. You do want that angle in your cones.
She's going to work back and forth. And then she's going to turn and do it to the other side and go righty. So what we're trying to do is, hold on a sec. So she's attacking goal line extended and then pushing off her back foot, and then she's going to turn and go lefty. That's it. And then the whole time she's looking up at me.
Okay, and again, this is a 12-year-old, but her hand position is pretty good. So you can see she's ready to feed and dodge. Her hands are in a good partner pass position. I always say that every pass should be a partner pass, and like she's shoulder ball. So everything is looking good. Because if someone does pop open, she's ready to feed. A big mistake I see in every level is the girl behind with the ball is not ready to feed when someone's open, maybe because their hands are too low, maybe the stick is too low, and by the time she gets it up into a ready position, the person in the middle isn't open and it ends up being a turnover. So keeping those hands up and ready, very important as you're coaching and teaching how to be a good attacker from X.
For the
Mike,
feed.
quick question on this from the audience.
Yeah.
So just wanting to know, are the 4 cones in a diamond formation or more of a zigzag? They're just, from the video, they're having a tough time kind of seeing the layout. Yeah,
it is like, it looks like a big W. Like okay. A W. If you looked at it from like a helicopter, it should look like a W with like attacking, goal line extended, and then going back, and then going up again, and then going back. So it's really, I should have said that, it's pretty much a big W.
So I mean, looking at this drill, there's a lot of takeaways, regardless of whether it's a 12-year-old or a collegiate player, because there's some dodging to the net and then creating some space, using that push off, because I mean, creating space has become really it's become more prevalent, obviously, in coaching circles, and people are realizing how important it is, but most coaches don't know how to create space, let alone why. And it's becoming more and more. So when I see drills like this, and like I said, whether it's 12 or collegiately, this is something that anybody, you and I could have been practicing this.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, and when they push off, they have to, and again, everybody's stronger, faster, and, quicker than when we played. Thank God we played when I played. But, those defenders are so quick and so athletic. You have to be able to change your speed and to and really learn how to push off with the right foot. So when you hit each cone, your lead foot and then your trail foot is your exploding foot. So when you get to that first cone, when you're driving up left hand up, you really want to push off with that right foot to get back to create the space, and then push off with your left foot to get up, to get back into that defender to see if you could possibly beat her one-on-one.
Right. So I guess one of the key points would be that you can use this drill to create some deception by using your acceleration and deceleration from those points.
Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome. Okay, let's move
Good,
on.
and then turn and go right. Okay, so now go back to X. So again, it looks easy, all right, but we were out here a little bit early practicing our footwork because it's hard to get it down. So you want to, when you're coming up with your left hand up, so go ahead. She wants to push off with her right foot and then push off with her left, her right, then her left. And what we're going to build up to is she's going to try to get into this box. So once she drives up, once she gets into that box, we're going to go over a couple dodges, inside roll, rocker, and the question mark dodge. Okay, so let's go full speed. Nothing, don't go in the boxes. Just get up to that cone, go back and go righty, and then go back to X. All right, so here we go. Come up lefty, footwork, turn, should be turning to the outside. Come up, attack that cone, go back, attack, go back, and then stop. Okay, the first dodge we're going to go over is the in.
Okay, so here these are the two of the dodges that I was going to go over, the inside roll and the rocker. So once you do get into this box, you know, this is where like you're going to probably draw a slide, or you can beat your girl. So we'll kind of talk through it as we go in.
So she's going to come into the box. Her right foot, look at where her right foot is pointing. So she wants to make it look like she's running across the 8, okay? So with her right foot planted, now she's going to turn back, okay, with that step, that second step, and then go underneath, don't switch hands, and shoot, okay? So she's going to go again. So she gets into the box, plant, roll, seal, and a shot, okay? Okay, second dodge. The second dodge we're going to do is the rocker. So we just did the inside roll. So now when she gets into the box, she wants to make everything look the same. So she's there. Now she's going to rock back with her back foot and then come off of that and shoot. Go ahead, right away. So again, everything wants to look the same. So when she gets into the box, plant, rock, and go.
Okay, so that's probably the biggest mistake I see at every level is they don't sell what they're trying to do and make it look the same. It's just like a quarterback and trying to do like play action. When they do play action pass, they want to make sure they look like they're handing the ball to the running back. So it looks, when they don't hand it to the running back and pull it back out and make a pass, they want to suck those linebackers up. Same thing here. She wants to set her defender up to make it look like she's going to inside roll because she just beat her on the inside roll, and now she's going to rock her dodge around her for the shot. Okay, so I'm going to try to skip along just so we can get to the next one. So this is how like just a quick little diagram. You can see where to put the cones. You can put them up a little higher. So you get in here, rocker, and then roll right off of her. And then the same way you would attack that inside cone for the inside roll. All right. Change your speed and direction, and you want to fake and finish. All right. This is probably my favorite shooting drill that we do with mostly attackers, but we do it with middies too. The middies, they're used to shooting coming to the cage, you know, from up top or on the wings. but sometimes they do work on this because they're catching passes inside the 8 too. And one thing I think my coach at Salisbury taught me is that you can have poise. You can teach players how to fake and finish. You know, a lot of players get anxious when they get around that crease and when they get kind of close to the goal. So they tend to just catch it high and shoot it high, you know, and as a coach, that's very frustrating because that should be a layup. So that should be an easy goal. So again, this box shooting drill is to make sure that you see the goal, you fake, and you move the goalie. And we want to work on with both hands. Okay, so if you're with your team, this is how you would set it up. You would set players up with a bunch of balls all out here, one player here, and they run and go righty, then lefty, then righty, then lefty. And I have a video to show you of that. But easily one of my favorite drills. And then you'll see some variations in the box shooting drill that you can do with your players.
Shooting drill today again, but with a couple different variations. So we're going to just do the original. So she's going to curl, catch it lefty, fake and finish. Now she's going to curl, catch it righty, fake and finish. Same. Seeing the goal. That's it. Call for the ball. Okay, now she's going to catch, rocker, and shot. So she's going to catch it, rocker dodge, and a shot. Go to her right, catch, rocker, shot. Go to her left, rocker, good. All right, so this one we're gonna catch, inside roll, don't switch hands and shoot, okay? So she's gonna come around, inside roll, and shot. Come around, plant, inside roll, protect your stick. Inside roll, last one, good. There you go. Okay, so now she's gonna be on that side of the goal, and usually that's lefty, but we're gonna practice our inside hands. So she's gonna catch it inside, open up her chest, and shot. Okay, then run across, lefty up, catch it inside, turn and shoot. Working on seeing the goal. Okay.
This is an important shot because sometimes, you know, if you're on that side of the cage and you're a righty, you really aren't comfortable putting it in your left. And my daughter is a lefty, but it's important to teach them how to move their body and shift their shoulders to create space to get an open shot. So we really want the players to use their left on the right-hand side and their right on the left-hand side. But this drill does, it does help with, you know, getting confidence if you are not confident in your non-dominant, that you can catch it on that side with your dominant hand, but you have to open up your chest to get the shot off.
Inside, turn, shot. And so now what we're going to work on is our riser shot. Okay, so a good way. All right, we're going to.
Okay, so the next dodge I want to show you guys is the split dodge. I think it's the best dodge you can do, especially as a midi and defenders. I think we have our defenders work on this all the time because they're trying to beat those middies and attackers clearing the ball up the field. And this is just a little diagram that you can do. I think I've skipped one. No, sorry. So that's the same side. This is, so you'll see the cones set up. And again, this is, they're going to run, split, 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 and then end up shooting. So they're going to get 2 to 3 split dodges in, and then work on a shot. Oops, I'm sorry. First timer. So you'll see, so when she's coming out here, the yellow cones are the split, like where I want her to split. And you can see how far back she is. So this is the 12 right here, okay? The white cones are the cones where I want her to shoot from. They're probably at the 6. And so I want these middies to get used to dodging all the way back from the 20, okay? So, but in this case, she's obviously in a game, she's only gonna do probably 1 split, but this is just to work on her footwork. Big, very underestimated skill in dodging. Not only just changing your speed is probably the most important, but having good footwork. Having good footwork is probably just as important. So you can see when they hit these cones, they should be stutter stepping and exploding. Stutter step, explode, shifting their weight, giving a little head fake, and going that way. All right, so obviously it's a good drill to have your middies do to get some more reps, okay? Okay, so that's pretty much it for the individual drills. This is one of my favorite drills to do.
Sorry, question just popped in relating to the last one. And it was just, at what age would you add a defender to that drill to simulate pressure?
I would have that at any time. You know, when we're trying to do like, and you can see like I didn't have a goalie in there because we have, you know, at a practice, or if I'm in my backyard, like I just want to get reps with their footwork, with the change of speed, with the space that they give to the defenders. You know, so I really don't want a goalie in there because you can see it was like shot after shot. And then you can, if you're out of practice, you can do, you know, have 2 lines of shooters going at the same time. So obviously not safe for a goalie. So, but yeah, you can so what we usually do is we would have that drill in pre-practice or like 10 minutes in practice. And then after we did that drill, I would bring defenders in and do a one-on-one drill. So we would have defenders up top going, you know, challenging, and then the middies were working on their split dodges, and then the defenders were working on, you know, making contact, forcing down the side, and all that stuff.
Right. But now, would you say, I don't know, U11, U8, I think the question was, I think they're looking for an age specific. I don't know that there's a right answer for it. I guess it depends on the skill level of the athletes involved in the IQ. You know, personally at U11, I certainly wouldn't be afraid to introduce the defensive side of that either.
Oh yeah, I mean we do one-on-ones with with our U10 team all the time. You know, so, you know, just we usually do footwork with the defenders making contact on the side, and then the middies are working and the attackers are working on their dodge, and then we bring them together and we do one-on-ones from like 4 spots.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so this next drill, again, probably my favorite defensive drill, because I think with the defense, they're talking about, communication is one of the keys, not only being fast and athletic, but the way that the girls communicate with each other. So what we do is I'll just have the girls right at the 8, and they don't know who they're on. Because their eyes are closed. So the white team is going to pass the ball around. Once I say, and then what the defense is also doing is they're listening to the goalie. It's an underrated skill that I've seen kind of decline over the years, is that they could hear somebody, but they're really not listening. So they need to listen to the goalie and give them direction on where the ball is. So when they do open up their eyes, their goal is to stop the ball and then make sure they stop the ball, and then they need to pick up a player. And when they pick up a player, they are constantly calling numbers. They're not calling names. It's a big thing that I try to start as early as possible. Even if they do know their name, they still want to call out, I got 10, I have 10. Because if the one girl next to you is saying, I have Katie, but then Katie is number 10, we both are picking up Katie because she's 10, so we always want to call out numbers, be specific. And again, quick little drill, the white team's going to pass it around. I'll say go to goal. After I say go to goal, white needs to make 2 passes and then go to goal. So it's like not like a complete free-for-all for the offense. It's really a defensive drill that is geared to help them communicate and to crash the ball, call out numbers. So you can see the goalie's calling top right. So all the defensive players, even though their eyes are closed, their bodies are shifted to where the ball is. Okay. And they're still standing still. White is moving around a little bit, and their sticks. Another little coaching point is that their stick is in their inside hand to knock down a pass. Okay, so these 2 have it right. This one has it wrong. All right, any questions, Brad, for that drill?
No, not particularly that drill. The question about film coming in, guys. We're going to be posting the replay of this, but there's a couple specific about your film, Mike. I will be posting. Actually, you could probably check on Twitter. I think I just posted it, but Mike's YouTube link is on there, and he's got some pretty spectacular stuff on there. So you can check out the Summit feed, and you can grab Mike's Twitter handle, and you can grab his YouTube, and subscribe and follow him. Yep, we do have a question related to that last drill. So does the defense open their eyes when the coach says go to goal?
Yes.
All right. So let's start the activations then. The whistle starts the activation of the sequence, and the go to goal is the notification for the D to open.
Yeah, D to
Okay.
open, C ball and girl, stop the ball, and then call out numbers all at the same time.
So with the girls' eyes closed, how do you deal with some safety issues if they cut through the middle?
Oh, well, the girls with their eyes closed, they're just at the 8, listening to the goalie kind of like reposition their bodies
Yep.
as she calls out where the ball is. So the girls that have their eyes closed, I'm sorry, I should have said that. They're just standing still, and all they're doing is shifting their body. So back right, they would turn, backward, like towards the end line. Top left, they would turn their bodies top left, and center, X, right,
Are
and
the
stuff like
offensive
that.
players allowed to cut through though?
Yeah, the offensive players can cut, but their eyes are open, so hopefully they don't run into anybody.
All right.
If they do, we have problems.
Okay, that's it.
All right, the next drill, again, it's another defensive drill. I find defensive drills that are game-like, 7v7, are pretty hard to. I just haven't found a ton that I'm like in love with, and I've been running these 2 drills for at least 8 to 10 years. So I really like these because it's game-like. It gets them talking, it gets them moving. So the last drill I want to go over with you guys is the run around the cone drill. So basically, as you guys look at the 8, and I'm sorry I don't have a diagram for it, but you want to put cones, probably 5 cones, 2 behind goal line extended. So there's low girls have to run around those cones, 1 around the 12 at each elbow, and then 2 up top. So 6 total. And you could see as we play it, this is a cone that they're going to run around. And what happens is, as we are working the ball around and playing, I think we're playing 5v5 or 6v6 here, I will call a defender's name as we're playing. I can call a player's name when they're on ball, when they're off ball, when they, whenever I want to call a defender's name, that triggers that defender to run around the closest cone. And when they do that, that's simulating them getting beat, whether they're getting beat on ball, or if I call this girl's name and she has to run around that back cone, she's getting beat off ball with like a backdoor cut, which happens all the time. So the goal of the drill is to have the other girls be in tune to players getting beat on ball and off ball. Again, really fun drill. And again, I've done this from my youth teams, obviously all the way up. This is my college team a few years ago. So I'll run it and explain it again as we're going. Oops. Oh, no. Sorry about that. I tried to just pause it. But you can see, like you can see right here, this girl, I called her name. So she's running around the cone, and then these other defenders have to help out. And when she runs back in, she's really hustling to get back in. Okay. Oh my gosh, keeps doing that. Um, okay, so watch this girl. She's running around the cone. And so now all these other defenders, like this defender has 2, and then she has to run back in and pick up a girl, not specifically her girl. Okay, so we can watch it one more time. You can look for this. You can see the cones. They're out there, out here after the, like past the 12. So she's running around. Other girls are playing. And we are playing 5v5. So the slides and crashes are going to be a little longer. Any questions on that?
No, it was no, we're just some comments, but nothing we can't address at the end.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well,
which is right now, kind of.
I'm sorry.
Which is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really appreciate everybody, checking out and signing up for today. And again, if you want a copy of the presentation, just let me know, email me. And you can check out, like Brad said, some of my videos on YouTube and everything like that.
Yeah. There's a ton more on his YouTube channel, a lot on the individual side, things that he's been doing kind of, I guess, with your daughter in the backyard and around different places. So when you've got built-in labor to help you out in that manner. Mike, I just want to thank you for coming on and giving up your time and sharing some great knowledge with us here. Chloe, the YouTube channel, I mean, you can search, I just went under YouTube real quick and just searched Mike Faith Lacrosse. But I just posted it on the Twitter account for the summit as well. So if you want a direct link, just go to Global Summit on Twitter and click on the latest tweet, or you can go to YouTube and search Mike Faith. The YouTube links aren't exactly favorable when it comes to customizing links.
Yeah.
So we hope everybody's well. Mike, you got any closing comments? There's a lot of thank yous rolling in, just so you know.
Awesome. No, I just, like I said, Brad, it's great that we can still connect after 25 years. 1995 was a little bit ago, but it's awesome. That's what lacrosse is all about. It's a small community, a large community, but it's small, and it's I'm just happy to give back and answer any questions that anybody else out there has for me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's just a whack load of thank yous that are rolling in. We're trying to keep to that hour timeline, so we do have a few more minutes. So if you do have a question, please throw it in the Q&A right now, and we'll answer to it. Sorry. Oh, you just got a new subscriber on YouTube. Miqwan Talpin is she's an excellent women's box lacrosse player from All Rumors, and I now don't know how to pronounce her name. She's Indigenous sport leader here in Ontario, someone I've interacted with, Mike. So that'd be someone that you definitely want to connect with. She's been a ton of help and resource for myself as well, and she's attended a lot of these summits. So I just want to thank everybody for coming on. I got to do a quick housekeeping thing with our sponsors, lax.com, Bear Paw Lax, Sticks and Picks podcast, Manitoba Lacrosse, Major Series Lacrosse, and the Franklin Parr team over in Nashville, Tennessee. So they kind of made this possible here for us, but looks like we're going to end it here. There's, again, lots more thank yous rolling in. So again, give Mike a follow on Twitter and subscribe to his his YouTube channel. And everybody have a good day, and we'll see you back in an hour or so.
Thanks, Brad.
All right. Take care, bud. We'll talk soon.
All righty.